Hey everyone, today we're checking out the Edifier TWS1 Pro, and these buds are packing the best balanced sound, especially in their price range, since they come in at under $49 US, and I've seen them for as low as $39. Now I did pay for these with my own money. I bought them on AliExpress, got them for $55 Australian. So those links are down below, as well as all the usual affiliate links. Timestamps are down there as well, because as usual here, we're going in depth. So if you're picky with your audio, so am I. Let's get into another picky review. Alright, starting with the design of the earbuds, it's nice and simple. You got basic smooth hard plastics all around. Still a decent amount of grip. I got the grey version here. You can also get an ivory kind of white version there. And you have one LED indicator on the bottom of each earbud, and thankfully no unnecessary flashing when music is playing. Now, despite the lackluster design, I don't really care what my earbuds look like. What's more important is the fit and the sound. And the actual earbuds themselves, they're very compact. Some of the most compact earbuds that I've ever tested, and combine this with really nice ergonomics, I'm getting an incredibly comfortable and secure fit. So you've got the usual small, medium, and large ear tips. The medium working the best for me, and the actual feel of the fit here, it's on the moderately deep side, so you get a bit of that intrusive, like deep feeling in the ear canal. It's pretty mild though, and you do get a little bit of that suction feeling as well, at least for me here. But I honestly find that deep fitting earbuds do work the best for me. So in terms of comfort here, for me, completely fine. I can wear these for hours with no discomfort, and since the earbuds themselves are quite compact, they don't really rest on the outside of my ear canal, so that also adds to the overall comfort. And it's not just the comfort, they're actually really secure. So when going for runs, when weight training, like even clenching my teeth through those hard sets, lying down for bench press, moving around a little bit, even CrossFit, I reckon these will be fine. They barely budge out of my ears. And if you like to use your earbuds when training, we've got an IP65 dust and water resistant rating. So fine for splashes of water, use in the rain. If you're sweaty like me, you just can't submerge the buds in water. Now onto battery life, you're getting an advertised 12 hours with the earbuds, 30 hours with the case, bringing the total up to 42 hours. And in my testing at 70% volume on an iPhone 12 Pro, only using SBC because there is no AAC codec here, I got 12 hours and 30 minutes. So really solid, just above the advertised battery life there. Just keep in mind, this could be different on Android using aptX or aptX Adaptive. Now there's no fast charge with the earbuds, at least from what I could find, but it does take only 40 minutes to charge the case from dead to full. A little bit different there. There is no wireless charging, but you can charge via USB-C with the cable included. And onto the case itself, overall, pretty compact case. Slightly more chunky than the AirPods Pro case, as you can see there. Still definitely pocketable. You might notice a bit of chunk in the old pocket. And the actual design of the case, comprised of the same smooth hard plastics as the earbuds. Still has a decent amount of grip. The hinge is a little bit on the flimsy side, but overall you're getting nice strong magnets, and you have an LED indicator on the front of the case to let you know when you need to charge up your case. Now when taking the earbuds out of the case, it only takes 6 seconds for them to connect to your phone and start playing music. However, I did notice on like maybe 5 occasions in my last 3 weeks of testing these earbuds, I'll take both earbuds out, only one would connect. But a quick fix, chuck it back in the case, take it out, and then it will just connect every time. So slight con there, not a deal breaker. I thought I'd just let you know. Now onto controls, and you can control everything, including volume, but we are missing out on voice assistant since they're not utilizing that triple tap. A pretty weird decision, I would say, but look, Edifier does have an app, but the TWS1 Pro aren't compatible with the app, at least at the moment. Maybe down the track they will. If they do, I'll update that in the comments below. You're also not getting any auto pause or play. At this price range, I'd say it's completely fine, but you're also not getting any beat feedback when adjusting controls. For me, I do like a bit of beat feedback in the earbuds, especially when adjusting volume control. But let me know in the comments below, do you like beat feedback with your touch controls? Are you a lover of the beat feedback or a hater? Let me know down below. But despite all that, the actual sensitivity of the touch controls is spot on, pretty much works 100% of the time. Now into connectivity, got the usual Bluetooth 5.2 here, SBC, aptX, and aptX Adaptive. Like I said, no AAC to be seen. I tested this on my MacBook Air since I couldn't test it on my MacBook M1. But anyway, so this means on iPhone, you're only using SBC. So in terms of latency, a little bit more than normal compared to most true wireless earbuds that do have AAC, tested on YouTube and Netflix. This is the same with gaming, and there is no low latency mode here. So look, if you're looking for some nice low latency, you're only going to be really getting that on Android with aptX and aptX Adaptive. I don't have an Android phone yet. I got one coming soon, so stay tuned for more tests with that down the track. Now, in terms of Bluetooth range, in my indoor test, I got 90%. That's downstairs, upstairs, through 5 walls. And in my outdoor test, I got 95%. Now, there is no multi-pairing, but you can use the left or right earbud individually, and it works in mono mode. You get both audio channels out of one earbud, and it's super seamless when switching between the two. All right, onto the microphone test. I'm just gonna chuck up my indoor and outdoor test so you can hear for yourself. All right, here's a microphone test with the Edifier TWS1 Pro. I'm just in my room. There's no noise around at the moment. So let's jump on outside to see how these earbuds handle a bit of background noise. All right, here we are in the outside world with the Edifier TWS1 Pro. The wind is blowing right now, so hopefully that's getting blocked out, as well as the cars sort of zooming around in the background here. All right, before moving on to sound quality, a quick little drop on my Instagram here so you can stay updated with behind the scenes action of me and my audio ventures. Link is down below. All right, on to sound quality. And starting with volume, at 100% volume, these are nice and loud. I'd give these like a 9 out of 10 if you're looking for loud level listening. And if you're looking for low level listening, not really getting it here. They're still pretty loud. At that lowest volume, these don't get my bedtime certification. And in terms of the sweet spot, I'd say it'd be around 75% here. If you venture at those high volumes, you get barely any distortion. Treble can get a little bit harsh. Talk more about that in a sec. But yeah, definitely 75% for your ideal sweet spot of listening. Also, if you like to listen to low-level music or podcasts, there is a tiny bit of white noise hiss, but barely noticeable even at the lowest volume. It's a very minimal amount. All right, now onto the sound itself, and to just break it down simply, this is the best balanced sound you can get at this price. So starting with the bass here, you're getting some nice deep rumble here, and more emphasis was put on the deep side of the bass. There's not too much in the upper low end. So you're definitely not getting that like subwoofer in your head feel, but enough that works really well with most genres, and I'd say it's also a little bit more on the punchy side. So if you're a bit of a bass head, it's probably not enough for you, but this is a bass response that works well with all genres and does allow the mids and highs to breathe through a little bit more. The low end isn't perfect though, because on some more bass heavy electronic tracks, for example, Only by Zoo, at around 48 seconds when the bass kicks in, this is a drop that will kind of bring out potentially the best or the worst in a bass response. And on the Edifiers here, it's not too bad, but there is a little bit like a bit of distortion. It's kind of like a tinging sound when that bass hits. And I did notice this on a few other tracks. This is very subtle. I don't think many people would notice this. This is just me being on the extra picky side. But comparing to a few other earbuds I had, like the SoundPEATS H1, I didn't really notice this issue. But look, if you do own a pair of TWS1 Pros, let me know down in the comments below if you experience the same thing on the same song. But let's talk about the mid-range now, because you're getting really nice, clear vocals. It's nice and smooth, has a nice natural sound, which is never overemphasized. Even when there's a lot going on in tracks, there's a lot of instrumentation, vocals still stay quite at the forefront of the mix. And when it comes to guitars, distorted guitars, percussion, specifically toms, they all have a nice heavy sound and nice impact as well. Now the treble here is also pushed quite far forward, which does give the Edifier here, although I'd explain it as balanced, it is still a little bit more on the V-shaped side with bass that is pushed forward, as well as treble. And this treble isn't super direct or anything. It's definitely not like a natural treble response, but it's definitely pushed forward to work really well with that bass. You get nice sparkle and just overall adds to the clarity of the sound you're getting. Just keep in mind, for some, this may be a little bit on the harsh side, especially when you venture above 85% volume. On some tracks, if you want to crank these, the treble can be potentially a little bit much, especially for longer listening sessions. But look, overall, I still really like it, and combine the treble with the mids, the bass, and also some really impressive sound imaging. Basically, some of the best sound imaging I've heard at this price range, because the separation in instruments you're getting here is like on the level of earbuds, like at least $100 and above. And one song I like to test is Laid to Rest by Lamb of God. At around 56 seconds, you got vocals screaming right at you in the front, percussion and guitar tracks on the left and right. It's normally quite hard to hear the guitar tracks separated there, but the Edifiers here absolutely nail it with that part of that song. So like I said, combine all this, and this is a sound that's going to work really well with any kind of music that you throw at it. and it just sounds great. But so I can explain the sound a little bit further, I'm going to run through some quick comparisons, and compared to an earbud that's pretty much the same price, the Earfun Free 2. And in terms of overall clarity, the Edifier is the clear winner. You also get bass that hits a little bit deeper. The mid-range is kind of actually similar on both pairs here, but the treble isn't as harsh on the Edifiers, where the Earfun Free 2, at least for me, I found the treble was a little bit harsh. You are getting a slightly more open and wide sound on the Free 2, but overall, when it comes to sound quality, the Edifier is the winner. You might want to go for the Free 2 if you're looking for wireless charging and a low latency mode. Now, compared to the Earfun Free Pro, they're slightly more expensive. That's a pair that has a bit more of that subwoofer bass that hits even deeper, and they even go one notch louder than the Edifiers, which are already quite loud. But if you are looking for a bit more of a balanced sound, then the Edifiers are going to be the go. But still, with the Free Pro, you're getting noise cancelling in ambient mode and the low latency mode and wireless charging on top of that for only like a slightly more expensive price. So keep that in mind. Now, compared to the SoundPEATS Sonic, similar price, it's probably like $5-6 cheaper. The Sonic is a pair to go for if you're looking for that subwoofer bass in your head. It's probably a little bit too much for some people, but in terms of overall clarity and nice balance, the Edifier is the clear winner there. Now, a bit of an unfair one, compared to the SoundPEATS H1, they are like double the price. I just wanted to make the comparison so you can get a bit more of an idea. On the H1, you get a little bit more of that subwoofer bass as well. It hits even deeper, but you kind of get more clarity on the H1 still in the mid-range and in that treble. Slightly wider sound as well. Separation, kind of similar on both pairs, I would say. Still, even then, if you don't like that extra bass, the more balanced sound might be better suited for you with the Edifiers. Now, compared to the Moondrop Sparks, this is another pair that's over double the price, but this is the pair that has a more natural sound compared to the Edifier's more balanced sound. And just keep in mind, these are like my own definitions. The Moondrops have even less bass. They are more on the flat side. They're definitely not completely flat. They still have a bit of boost in the low end and in the treble. But compared to the Edifiers, they might seem a little bit lacking when it comes to that low end. So if you find you like a balanced sound, but with like a little bit of extra kick in your low end, then the Edifiers might be a better go compared to a pair like the Moondrop Sparks. And one last quick comparison compared to a pair that's like 6 times the price, the Sen Momentum 2s. But the reason I want to compare the two here is because the TWS1 Pro is like a little sibling of the Momentum 2s. It has a kind of similar sound overall, but the Momentum 2 are just like a step up in overall quality. You still get a bit more bass on the Edifier, but it's with soundstage and separation and just overall clarity. It's obviously going to be better on the Momentum 2s. I just wanted to make the comparison to kind of show you that a bud that's like 1/6 the price of a premium brand is actually coming pretty close to the quality there. So nicely done, Edifier. All right, that was a ton of comparisons. I don't know why I did so many, but hopefully you like that. Let me know if you do. But to continue on and explain the sound even further, I'm going to run through my genre rating checklist. Normally we start with EDM here, but look, just to kind of break it down here with the balanced sound, I'm locking in an 8 out of 10 for everything except for jazz, trance, and indie and acoustic. I'm gonna lock in a 9 out of 10 for those, just because that pushed forward treble kind of works a little bit better with those kind of genres of music there. So basically, you're getting a sound that works, like I said, great with all genres. And if you like your balanced sound, you're gonna love these. All right, to kind of wrap it up here, the only real con is that lack of voice assistant. As long as you like your sound just slightly more on the bright side, this is the best sound quality you can get at this price. And combine this with a really comfortable, secure fit, you're getting a pretty compact case, as well as some really long battery life. The Edifier TWS1 Pro here are going to be a pretty hard pair to beat. All right, thanks for tuning in. I'm going to leave up my Earfun Free 2 review, as well as my Moondrop Sparks review. If you want to check those out, give them a little click. But in the meantime, stay tuned, and of course, stay picky with your audio, because life's too short for crappy sound. See you in the next video. Bye now.